Okay, I'm back. So first thing, the map is correct. So what's interesting is somebody asked this direct question. And see how the map has these these checkered circles here. There's 3 of them, and if you look here, there's solid dots here, and then there's no dot at all here. So he clarified and said that the map is correct and this is wrong. So on one respect, this has been killing us, but in another respect, that's going to kill us more. So at least let you charge purple if you'd like and take purple out, although purple's an intense fire zone there too. So that answers that question. So now let's talk about the movement issues. First of all, I totally confirm that this terrace, this beach, which they call terrace, it hasn't been bulldozed yet. And so as a result of that, you only get 1 movement, no matter what. So we've been doing that part perfectly. We did the infiltration check where we went into this position group, which was empty, but it was filled over here. That's perfect. You actually have to do an intense fire check. So I think we've been doing everything correct. And then the way I've been describing things is correct. This unit projects a field of fire, and if we try to move within the field of fire, he gets to shoot at us. And you're just going to constantly draw cards, and if you draw his color, then he hits you. And you're either going to be disrupted or take a step loss or whatever the issue is. Now, there's a couple of rules. One that I know I've mentioned before, but I'll mention it again because I forget about it, even myself. It's new to this game versus other ones, is I can choose to take a step loss instead of a disruption, which so far I haven't thought of any times I would have liked that. But instead of taking a step loss, I could have disrupted 2 units in my stack. And so by disrupting 2 units, that actually prevents me from taking the hit. That is actually a decent idea. And so I need to remember that more. And then the other thing that it brought up is the whole importance of tanks in this game. Tanks, when you move with a tank unit, he makes you immune to the fire. So this muff thing, where they get to take pot shots at you as you're moving across the field, the tank absorbs that. And so if you have a tank unit, you're immune to it as long as you stay with the tank. The other thing is if you have a tank unit with you, and let's say you take 2 hits, the tank can lose a step, meaning the tank takes a hit, but it'll absorb 2 hits. So you can sacrifice the tank in a way. By sacrificing the tank and taking a hit with it, you can save 2 other units from taking a hit. So that's an important thing to know. And then it's important to know that tanks are really not good climbers. So when you get to these mountain spots, you got to be really careful about where you can climb and where you can't if you're trying to bring a tank, to a gunfight. I don't think this one's a super big deal, but when you start getting into over here and over there, it starts to become nearly impassable for a tank. So with that said, the movement rules aren't that... There's a lot going on, and so let me just show you. This is the example in the rule book. And so I'm just going to give you my summary of what it's trying to say. So this guy moved here to be next to him because see, this is where the dots would really help, right? Because you can't see their field of fire. But this guy has some serious field of fire going really far out because this is all level, flat airfield, right? Actually, let's take a quick look. You can see it's this brown one. Where is he? He's a brown to the right of a red. So is it that one? No. It's up here. Why don't I see it? Because it's not brown, it's green. That's why. It's this guy, G4. Okay, and then he has some serious, he basically can see pretty far out, right? So what they're doing as a strategy is he's moving this unit forward, and there's no attack or anything, because you remember the 1 hex rule. If you move 1 hex, that's okay. So he's going to move 1 hex, and in doing so, this guy is now only able to do muff in this area around him. So basically, we distracted him, right? He's got binoculars out. He's looking for people going across. But as soon as we approached him, all of his attention went to us and the area around him, so he doesn't have the ability to look further out. Thematically, that's what's going on. And so in doing that, it then opened the door for these guys to make multiple movements, because this guy would have been able to do muff shots against it, but instead he was able to move. So that was the idea. And then here, they did the similar thing, and what they did here was they actually did close combat against him and destroyed him, because they chose to resolve it immediately. And then by destroying him, this guy was able to move all the way through, because there was no muff shots from him. There was a muff shot here, but he passed. Like it didn't hit him. And then he was able to keep moving. So that's the idea. Now, you can see here he got into some intense black, but there's nobody there, which is interesting. But and then what they're showing here is this guy wanted to move to here. He took 1 step and took a muff shot from, I believe, that spot. Or no, it was this one. And so one of them got hit. So the engineer unit got hit, so it had to stop movement. And then the other unit was able to continue its movement because it did not get hit. So that was what that example was. And then here you're seeing a similar thing where this unit wanted to go up and block his muff. And it took a step and it took hits from here. So he had to stop. He got disrupted. And those little dotted lines is where he wanted to go but wasn't able to. And so then he took another unit up, was able to survive the muff attack. And then he got limited, and once he got limited, then this unit was able to freely just move right on in. So that's, in a nutshell, what this is trying to show. I hope that makes some sense from a movement perspective. So there's some strategy here about taking a unit forward to basically limit their range. And this is where, I know I've whined about it many times already, but this is where I desperately wish the dots were on the map, because it makes it so much more prevalent to be able to do that. And I know if you know the line of sight rules, you should be able to just look at the board and figure it out. But it's still, I don't want to think it through. But anyways, that's the movement, and that's what we're dealing with here. Now, I did technically accomplish this because I showed you this little HQ trick that I learned from Polelu, where I'm charging with an immune unit, right? So this blue, remember when he fired? He didn't hit me, he hit somebody way back here. So I'm charging with this immune unit, and what this is doing is now this guy, his muff is only here, so I can actually move somewhere else, and I don't have to worry about blue attacking me at all. Now, I don't know if I want to move these guys because they're near dead, but that was still part of the idea of what I want to do with this game. Now, I do want to look, this brown, you can see here, does not have intense fire here. So that actually is a really safe place to move to. Blue and brown sort of have an even shot, and then brown doesn't get intense until you get right next to him. So we could get here and then here. We can get pretty close even to green. So anyways, I'm just trying to scheme how I want to get up this hill and take these guys on. All right, it's our action time. Everybody is under command. We don't have to worry about command range or anything until later. I need to save this guy. He's not disrupted, so he's going to move in and take this spot. This one, unfortunately, is stuck, so I gotta worry about him. Sorry, my dog was doing something weird. Sorry, I'm back. Okay, so I need to guys off the beach, obviously I need to make room for them to move somewhere. Since he's disrupted, I can now start going into these spots and not worry about getting hit. So I'm going to move this guy up for the sole purpose of getting these two off the beach. And I can't undisrupt these guys yet, but next turn I will be able to, and I'll have two more infantry that won't be disrupted, because remember, you only disrupt what's beyond the stacking limit. So I'm basically just violating the stacking limit and then just slowly shrinking it down. Okay, let's keep going. I have 2 HQ units, and I'm going to attack with this one on him. So let's do this. And you can see it's a demolition 2. I have 3 strength. So I'm like a 3 to 2. I'm at 3 divided by 2 is what, 1.5? Here we go. They saved me on the math here. 3 and 2, okay? But since I don't meet the weapons requirement, because I don't have the demolition, it goes up to 1 to 1. So it's a D plus and an R. They gain a depth marker, which actually is pretty bad. And then the R is reveal the depth marker and recalculate the attack. Oh no! If we would have stayed at 3-2, it was an NE, which was no effect. Okay, so we revealed him, and he gets a depth marker. Maybe this wasn't a smart idea. So then we reveal the marker, and it's an NG2. That means he needs a naval gun for the attack. And so now he's a strength 4. All right, so then we go, he's a 4 and we're a 3. So what does that look like to us? That's 1 to... Is that still a 1 to 1? I mean, I know he's got more strength than us, but it's not 1 to 2. So I think we fall under this one. But then we don't meet the weapons requirement, so we drop to here. And then it becomes AD/R, which means AD is all US units with the most steps are disrupted. Okay, so we become disrupted. And then the R is... Oh, come on. Oh, this is an unrevealed depth marker. Never mind. We go to this one. It's just NE, no effect. See? No effect. So it actually did not hurt us at all. We're not even disrupted. So he stays disrupted because he was disrupted before the turn even started. And now he's revealed, and now we can take care of him. Right? So unfortunately, though, we already attacked him, so I can't attack him again. This unit has the right stuff to kill him. We have the demolitions, we have the strength to kill him. The naval gun will require us to use naval artillery over there. What's unfortunate is we had a bonus one this turn and we couldn't use it, right? This would have been a perfect time to use it. Now, this unit does get a free move, and he's disrupted, so I'm going to just move in and take it, and he does not do the intense fire on me because he's disrupted. I'm pretty sure on that. Oh, crap, I got to look that up now, too. We did this several times already. I just want to make sure. I don't want to teach it to you wrong. This is under movement under fire, by the way, D. It says specifically that it has to be an undisrupted Japanese unit will get intense fire. So it is a disrupted unit, so we can freely go in and take the other position. And it's because of the position group. He is passionately defending this side, so we can't just blindly move in. But if he's disrupted, we can. Now, we could close combat him, so I can like take these units and just go right in. I would get... You know, I have 6 steps, so I'd get 2 cards, and then I get 1 more for a flamethrower. That's all that I would get. Yeah, I don't know if I want to do something there. it seems like it's a risky move because we could take a lot of hits. Now, him, on the other hand, he's only going to get 2 cards because he doesn't have any CC, and he would just get 2 cards. All right, let me think about this. I know I'm only at 15 minutes, and these are really short videos, but I want to take time to think about it, and I'm also being distracted, family matters. So let me take care of that, and I will be back.